He switches it to Gangplank right at the end here. Surprised it took that long to get all the way to the Gangplank, but does come through.
Into Lantern play. Not available here is bot lane.
Oh boy, Mana in a bit of trouble here. Doesn't have his flash, but a fantastic ultimate. Max is getting really low. The teleport's coming in, and not enough damage coming out for MVP's bottom lane to take out Mata, so it doesn't work. Here comes Score now, looking for this with the Predator. Max trying to hop away here. The flash is not going to work out on the Score, but eventually, after the Feather Storm comes out, it is enough. First Blood does go over to Deft on the Ezreal.
First Blood for KT.
Well, so far, 8.5 is pretty nice. We got a gank from the support and the jungler in the top lane. This time, ADD does have his flash, but you're not getting it out of this one, buddy. You are too low. Nice little gank there. The kill will go over to Mata.
The Blade Caller gets a bit of a buff from the Cloak of Agility, but it's not going to be a big thing there. So Iceborne Gauntlet as a completion will give KT lane control. They already have bot side control. Now Mata.
Yeah, Mon a bit of trouble here. The Solar Flare is going to miss on the predict, but Max still getting pretty low.
KT.
Beyond is trying this again, but now Maha in a lot of trouble here. The Cannon Barrage coming in, but the knockup on a Deft is getting low and eating those tower shots. The both of them get kidnapped, and a double kill to Maha. But Ian with the roam is just running straight into them. Beyond with the knockup, but this is 4-on-3. And a TP is going to come on in, trying to get them pretty low, and it looks like finally Maha does go down. Beyond going a little bit too far deep. ADD also completing his teleport here. And now it's just all on the run for MVP as they do not want any time to get on in here. They haven't forced the flash, but ultimately a lost fight from MVP.
It seems like the cool place to be for these players under the enemy turret, as now two teams have had it turned around. Using the W for zoning here, and Yukal on the front line.
Oh boy, Max trying to bait them in, I suppose. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but either way is forced to flash away from that one. Just get out of dodge. But after getting 2 kills, they can potentially just give it to them. But they're going to fight here. They're going to get on top of Ian, who eventually does cleanse flash, but it is going to go over to MVP in the back. That entrance from Max is not going to work. And finally, the Impale onto Beyond is going to be enough. Everybody on the side of MVP just trying to disengage, but they cannot in the end. They get the one Infernal Drake for 3 members of their team.
They need to use the wall, which obviously would only be left. You need to know when your enemy is at its strongest, and 2-item Ezreal, pre-20 minutes. Very few champions in League can stand out.
And working towards the Leandries as well. It makes sense. You go tanky, but then also he'll have that extra 10% damage on actually both the items. So not
a lot of champions, that's not a lot. They're looking onto Beyond here.
He's in a lot of trouble, and not just him. They're not even looking for him. They want to get onto Ian, and Beyond was just in the way. Very unfortunate. He had his, he was too far down the lane when he was right next to his turret. And now it looks like ADD is going to be the one that gets caught up here. Nobody is safe when you're this far ahead. Hey, you'd have to think so, unless Beyond can get the Miracle Steal. But already Mata and Yukal are going to be on top of this. It's going to go over to Score and KT. Everybody on MVP once again just trying to run. Maha takes a huge barrel to the face, and they're trying to get down on him. Smeb wants one more barrel. Can he do it? The answer's no. Actually gets himself into a bit of trouble here. Still has his stop. Well, KT using their lead. Question is, you can stop him once. Can you stop him in the future? Smeb in a bit of trouble, but again, it is the Gangplank. Beyond actually the one in trouble. Now Smeb is just turning onto ADD. There's the Solar Flare, and now that should be enough damage to take him out. Kill will go over to Deft. Meanwhile, on the top side, Yukal, by the way, pushing all by himself. Not necessarily
down. No damage onto Ian. Maha can't walk up because he has to respect the Leona. KT may have made some miscalculations in aggression, but overall, they've played their game plan super well.
It was just the 2 kills with the perfect timing from Beyond in the bottom side when they got a little bit too aggressive. Outside of that, KT have been stomping MVP. I was thinking, maybe they would give a win away, but after this performance, not so sure. They're trying to burst down Yukal, but he still has his stopwatch, and now they're just going to easily turn this one around. There is no chance for MVP to win this fight.
Just Swain things. Smeb walking out. They want exit kills and to end the game here, KT.
Just trying to make their the KDA look a little bit better towards the end, but looks like we should have a pretty quick game at the end of it all. Just about 27 minutes. Looking for ADD here. See you later. You're going to go down eventually. Ian trying to help out and do the Anivia miracle, but it's not really working. Mata actually does go down to ADD, but that will be the Nexus eventually falling with the help of the minions as KT will take game number 1.
27 minutes of domination from KT with about 30 seconds.
It's probably what we're going to see, and it is going to be the Ornn picked up for the side of ADD. So obvious distance, and who's really going to be able to take down the Xin Zhao when he jumps in? That's going to be the question. Speaking of which, jumping on in, Smeb flashing early, but that's not really going to work as ADD. Is it going to work though? It definitely does work. The double kill to Smeb, totally botched. Guards for you, you can smite early if you absolutely need to, and a 3.5 minute Mountain Drake goes over.
Against Olaf, it wasn't used against Olaf, and now here is Olaf.
Yeah, Smeb's gonna hit level 6 first, and ADD with no flash is just a sitting duck. See you later. Gonna give that kill over to Score. Once they gave him the cool avatar, everybody's like, well, now we gotta play. And flash onto Beyond, actually. And here we go. Mata's going to be the only one. Ian in a lot of trouble, though, in the back line. Yukal trying to take him down, and there he goes. Now going to go 1v4. He's got the help of his team, though. There's nothing the Ornn can do, and this is a slaughter fest on the Rift as KT are playing with their food now. They're going to be diving as much as they possibly can. 3 kills. And probably the mid lane turret.
And Valdez is the sort of game where perfect game can be talked about very early. It is so hard for MVP to do anything till they have 2 to 3 items on their Corki and their Xayah, and that time should never come. The entire draft has fallen apart because of the mis-execution in the early game. It's a second Drake before even 11 minutes of hit. As Score falls very low.
Oh boy.
Disaster for MVP.
But triple Mountain Drake is going to be even funnier, as in a game like this, we could certainly predict some 20-minute Barons or just early pushes. Max and Pilot way down the lane. Not much for him to do except clean up with a little.
Manner of command minion better as the game goes on. Third Mountain Drake taken so early away, which sounds crazy, but has been done by 2 teams already. Looking for Beyond.
Well, he only goes one way. No escape for our Xin Zhao as the damage is coming in. Max actually is going to be able to save his life for now, but they are going deep. KT, they got to be careful. We've seen this before. Don't want to play too much with your food. They're going to get the knock up here off the Scion, and Smeb will go down as KT once again look to make things. Guys, just ignore, push the turret, and as I say that, bottom inner turret is going to go down. Looking for a stun here, not going to land onto the Corki.
It was a zoning stun to keep the banner of command. Baron buff.
Looking for a play onto Deft, actually, who will be knocked up, or was trying to be knocked up, and a flash comes out. Smeb going to rotate on over. But again, just buying time for the top lane turret to take some damage here.
Bannon no longer has the 8 shots, so previously, this turret would already be dead. It'll take a little bit longer, but will go down eventually, and Deft heals up and pushes up as well.
So first inhibitor turret goes down. Certainly MVP is staring down the barrel of a pre-30 minutes loss once again in game number 2. But let's see what they can do. The push still coming in the bottom side. The mid lane push was slowed down just a bit, but still a minute here of Baron buff left over.
Trying to break the base a second time, so the Baron buff power play has been massive for the side of KT, as you would expect. We'll see where MVP actually looks for the fight. They need to do it soon, as AD might just be dead.
They're going to look to jump onto Smeb here, but look at how tanky he is. He doesn't take damage in the front line. They're going to knock up Beyond now, and see you later, Xin Zhao. He didn't last very long. The scoop there on the Max, but Yukal just going to trade his life and some space, but certainly that will mean a bunch more objectives going KT's way.
SMM's able to use the Warmost, get the health back as well. 1 for 1, they're not ideal when you only get the support for the mid laner. 1 inhibitor down.
Pilot and Ian still having full health. They're trying their very hardest to come in the front here and actually do the damage, but as I mentioned before, it's so hilarious when you try to do. It's just a 1 for 1. With death cap completed, Yukal is going to be chopping away at anyone who...
KT want to end it now. They don't want to wait for a second Baron. They're going for the dive as well.
Yeah, Max getting so low, and Smeb just gonna zone him out with the help of the Sand Soldiers. Only ADD can be in the front and take the damage. Nobody else can get even close. So with the super minions pushing in, they got 4 on the Nexus turrets here. MVP gonna have to be saying goodbye eventually. Beyond trying to make it work with this Crescent Strike, but it's not really. Max gonna engage here on Tamana, but just kind of laughable at this point. Score now running away as nobody wants to ruin their KDAs at the end of this game, of course. They just want to pick up as many kills as possible. ADD gonna run in here. Smeb maybe trading his life in the end, finally. Oh no, he actually doesn't. He lived in the back line. There you go, double kill also. Gonna go over to you, Cal. They want some more, but that's gonna do it. The Nexus goes down at KT with a very clean day, 2-0 over MVP.
Less than 1 hour of game time for KT Rolster, able to take it down onto MVP. MVP trying something with the Xinjiao, but went horribly wrong so early. And we wondered, the only question we were asking was, would it be a perfect game? How early would it be? Credit to